Going for a second. So now what is actually happened is, now when we get to the book of Zechariah, Zechariah is the prophet now that's going to talk to Zerubbabel, who is the governor. The same way as Obadiah, being the prophet, goes to talk to the land, to the people of Edom, talking about them going against Jerusalem. This time we have Zechariah, the prophet, speaking to Zerubbabel, who's the governor, who's going to rebuild the temple. And he says to the people around them and to him, don't despise this small beginning. Don't you have a plumb line? In other words, don't get to the place where people are seeing this and thinking that something is wrong and thinking that you can't do it. Because we go to verse 6 and he said, not by my might or my power, but by my spirit. There's going to be a time where looks like it's not going to work, that is not going any further and it's stuck, right? But then what he shows him is, since you have everything you need to get to the next stage, you have to keep going. Still continuing on what Jesus said, the person counting up the cost. So now we see that there's 3 different prophets that's talking to people and telling them about counting up the cost, telling them about a small beginning, and also telling them about that there's going to be people that's for you to start, but once they see you building, they're going to go against you. They're going to ridicule you. They're going to mock you because they hate to see you win, but they like to see you fall. Epicaricacy. People pray and pray for my downfall, in the words of Notorious B.I.G. So when it's a God thing and someone can't understand it naturally, they want to find something wrong to bring it down. So at a certain time in a certain place, this person that was for me, these set of people that were helping me, now I realize they really wasn't for me to start with. And I'm seeing that though I've counted up the cost, because remember, it's the vision for the people, but God gave me the vision for the people. So since God gave me the vision, it's for everybody. It's not just for me, but if he gave it to me, so it's some different things and some steps that I can see that the other people can't see, right? So then the next thing is, as I'm in this and moving, it start causing 2 things. And this is, once you get kingdom minded, you can see this. It causes exposure. That's why I had to open up with that joke about the video. It causes exposure, and then also it causes conflict. So the conflict is the point of someone can only get to a certain stage and they stop. And since they can only go but this far, and your vision is further than that, they will automatically cause conflict to slow you down. Conflict to stop you, right? The other thing is, when this happens, now you have to make up your mind. Do I keep going, or do I wait for them, or do I drag them along with me? So in the word, Christ says in verse 27 of Luke 14, he tells them they're not fit and they got to forsake others to carry their cross, which means carry this burden of you believing in Christ, you following Christ, you doing everything that Christ is saying. And in order for this to work, it's some stuff that's not going to work, but you have to continue to see the end goal. You have to continue to look forward. When we look in the book of Obadiah, we see that the people feel too that we can also bring down God, and that this is not going to work, and it's something small. So let me go to this next verse, and then we're going to go to this other part that I just said of the 2. Check this.